Imagine encountering a huge, seemingly insurmountable obstacle in your life. What if you could transform that obstacle into an opportunity? Intriguing, isn't it? In the realm of self-help literature, one book stands out for its unique approach to life's challenges. The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. Drawing inspiration from ancient Stoic philosophy, Holiday explores the idea of using adversity as a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. This concept, so simple yet profound, urges us to reframe our perception of difficulties. Instead of viewing them as barriers that hinder progress, we are encouraged to see them as opportunities for learning and improvement. The book is a treasure trove of wisdom filled with practical advice and inspiring anecdotes, all aimed at helping you turn life's lemons into lemonade. So are you ready to view your obstacles from a different perspective? Stay with us as we explore how to turn obstacles into stepping stones. The book revolves around three key principles: perception, action, and will. Let's dive into these principles, shall we? The first principle is perception. This isn't about eyesight or hearing, it's about how we interpret and understand the world around us. Perception is the lens through which we view life. It's our perspective, it's the filter that colors our experiences and defines how we respond to events and situations. You see, it's not the events themselves that disturb us, but rather our interpretation of them. Perception is the bedrock of our thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs. It's the architect of our reality. Next up is action. Now, this isn't simply about doing something, it's about purposeful and directed motion. It's about taking the insights gained from our perception and applying them through proactive steps. Action is the bridge between thought and reality. It's the engine that propels us forward, the tool that helps us shape our destiny. It's our response to the world, our way of interacting with the challenges and opportunities that life throws our way. Action is the manifestation of our intentions, the physical expression of our internal dialogue. Last but certainly not least is will. Will is our internal fortress, our unshakable foundation. This is the part of us that remains steadfast and resolute, regardless of external circumstances. It's our inner strength, our resilience, our grit. Will is the fire that burns within us, the force that drives us to persevere, even in the face of adversity. It's the voice that whispers, "Keep going," when everything else screams, "Give up." It's within our will that we find the power to endure, to overcome, and to triumph. Understanding these principles is the first step towards turning obstacles into opportunities. These three principles, perception, action, and will, form the cornerstone of our approach to life. They are the tools that can help us transform our obstacles into stepping stones, our challenges into victories. So as we delve deeper into each of these principles in the following segments, I invite you to reflect on how they resonate with your own experiences. How might your life change if you were to fully embrace these principles? Understanding these principles is the first step towards turning obstacles into opportunities. Perception, the first principle, is all about how we view our obstacles. It's the lens through which we see the world, the filter that colors our experience. Think about it, an obstacle is not inherently good or bad, it's neutral, it simply is. But when we apply our perception to it, that's when it takes on a positive or negative hue. It's like a chameleon, changing color based on the environment of our thoughts. Let's delve into the realm of examples. Picture Thomas Edison, the man who lit up our world with his invention of the electric light bulb. Now imagine his laboratory, his sanctuary of creation, engulfed in flames. Years of work, countless inventions, all swallowed up by the greedy tongues of fire. To many of us, this would seem like the end of the world, but not to Edison. He saw it differently. His perception turned this massive obstacle into an opportunity. He declared, "All my mistakes are burned up. Now I can start anew." And start anew he did, rebuilding his lab and continuing his work, eventually leading to even greater inventions. This is the power of perception. It's the ability to see not just what is, but what could be. It's the capacity to look at a closed door and see an open window. It's the knack for finding the silver lining in the darkest of clouds. But remember, perception is a double-edged sword. While it can empower us to overcome obstacles, it can also imprison us. If we see our obstacles as insurmountable walls, that's what they'll become. If we view them as opportunities for growth and learning, that's what they'll be. So the question now becomes, how do you choose to perceive your obstacles? Are they roadblocks or stepping stones? Are they setbacks or setups for comebacks? Perception is not just about seeing, it's about vision, and vision is what separates those who simply survive from those who truly thrive. Your perception can either become your power or your prison. The choice, dear friends, is entirely up to you. Choose wisely. The second principle, action, involves deciding what we do about the obstacles we face. This is where the rubber meets the road. It's not enough to simply perceive obstacles differently. We must also take active steps to overcome them. Imagine you're facing a towering mountain. It's daunting, isn't it? But remember, even the most intimidating mountain can be climbed one step at a time. When we break down our challenges into manageable tasks, they become less overwhelming. This is the essence of the principle of action. It's about taking those small, consistent steps that eventually add up to significant progress. Consider the story of Thomas Edison as shared in The Obstacle is the Way. Edison didn't invent the light bulb by taking one giant leap. No, he took thousands of small steps, each one a tiny experiment. Each failure was not a setback, but a stepping stone to his eventual success. He was not deterred by the enormity of the task, but instead he embraced the process, taking one action after another until he achieved his goal. Then there's Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic. She didn't just wake up one day and decide to undertake this monumental journey. It was a series of actions, decisions, and preparations that led to her successful flight. She trained, planned, and prepared extensively. Each action she took brought her closer to her goal. These stories illustrate the power of action, but remember, it's not just about taking any action, it's about taking the right actions. Actions that are purposeful, deliberate, and aligned with our goals. It's about not just doing more, but doing better. So what's your mountain? What's the obstacle standing between you and your goal? And more importantly, what action will you take today to start climbing that mountain? Remember, no action is too small. Each step, each decision, each moment of effort is a brick in the path to overcoming your obstacle. Action is the antidote to despair. So let's get moving, let's start doing. Because the obstacle isn't just the way, it's the way forward. The third principle, Will, is our ultimate form of power. It's that inner strength that fuels our resilience, our resolve, and our relentless pursuit of our goals. Will is not merely about toughing it out, it's about transforming the obstacles we encounter into stepping stones towards our success. Now, let's delve into an example from the book that beautifully encapsulates this principle. Consider Abraham Lincoln, a figure who embodies the very essence of will. Amidst the tumultuous times of the American Civil War, Lincoln's will was tested in unimaginable ways. The nation he was tasked to lead was divided, and the path to peace was far from clear. Lincoln could have easily succumbed to the pressures, but he didn't. Why? Because he had the will to endure, the will to persist, and the will to fight for a cause greater than himself. His will wasn't about being stubborn or resistant to change. It was about holding steadfast to his vision even when the odds seemed insurmountable. Lincoln believed in the possibility of a united nation, of an end to the horrors of war, and of the abolition of slavery, and it was this unwavering belief, this indomitable will, that saw him through the darkest of days. Our will is our fortress in the face of adversity. It's the beacon of light that guides us through the stormiest of seas. It's that inner voice that whispers, "You can," even when the world around us screams, "You can't." It's our will that enables us to stand tall, even when we're knocked down. It's our will that fuels our courage to face our fears, to challenge our limits, and to rise above our circumstances. So remember, when things seem tough, when the road ahead seems steep, when the obstacles seem insurmountable, your will is your secret weapon. It's your capacity to endure, your ability to persist, and your power to thrive. Your will is your unbreakable spirit. The Obstacle is the Way provides a roadmap for overcoming obstacles and achieving success. As we've delved into this enlightening book by Ryan Holiday, we've uncovered 3 fundamental principles that serve as guideposts on our journey. First, the principle of perception teaches us to view obstacles not as hindrances, but as catalysts for growth. By altering our perspective, we can transform challenges into stepping stones. Next, the principle of action propels us to seize the reins of our lives, driving us to actively engage with our hurdles rather than passively watch from the sidelines. Lastly, the principle of will fortifies our resolve, enabling us to persist and persevere, even when the odds are stacked against us. These principles are not just theories, but practical tools we can apply to turn obstacles into opportunities. If you found this summary helpful, please like, subscribe, and comment below. What obstacles are you turning into opportunities?